You already know when you see this home screen what's going to happen. We're playing some Icebow today. We got some balance changes, of course, and I want to see if Icebow is going to be viable in the meta after the balance changes. Let's hop into some top ladder. Here we go in our first match against Lair Mansky 7. I think we pronounced that pretty correctly, but just going to cycle my log on top of the Larry's. Now, of course, with the balance changes, I'm going to go ahead and grab King Tower activation off this Berserker. But yeah, of course, with the balance changes, I'm kind of curious to see if the Elite Barbarians, Berserker, and the Goblinstein are going to be nearly as popular. Right here, I'm going to go for the Rocket. That's technically a +1 trade since he also went for the Barbarian Barrel. I will definitely take that right there. But yeah, believe it or not, I've been grinding quite a bit this season on ladder, and I decided I need to push my main account, so I'm going to be playing a lot more ladder, sweaty Icebow videos, I think, this upcoming week, since of course there's about a week and a few days left in the season. I definitely want to make sure I am high this season and see if I can get a good finish, because I think that honestly, there's going to be a lot of changes to the game and a bunch of new stuff coming in terms of, like, they're doing teasers. They did, like, a short on the Clash Royale page. There's a new hero. It looks like it might be either a Snowball or an Ice Wizard hero, which would be awesome if we get a Ice Wizard. Of course, Snowball would be cool, but, you know, I'm personally rooting for it to be an Ice Wizard based off of the teaser. But I'm going to go Skellies like this right here. But, yeah, I just want to see if I can get a nice, solid finish and play good this season. That's really the goal. So he's got a very popular meta deck right now, which is Royal Hogs, Berserker, Furnace. Now, this version, I believe, runs Fireball. I definitely would rather face Fireball in a Piggy's deck than Lightning, just because of the sheer amount of annoyance that Lightning can cause when they're getting your Ice Wiz, Tesla, Knight, all that jazz in a Lightning, and pretty much just cycling it on your tower without you being able to do anything. Now, the reason they can do that, though, is most of the Piggies decks that have Lightning run Goblinstein. So this one is running just a fast cycle version. I'm going to go Ice Wiz here, kind of low. Don't want to spend too much elixir on these pigs if I can prevent it. Yeah, Ice Wiz is going to go ahead and take care of business, and Furnace does come down the back. So let's see. I'm going to wait for that to get close to the bridge and then go for my Knight on top of this right here. Now, I have to be careful because if he does go Berserker in front of his Furnace, then, like, I already used my Knight. We could definitely get ourselves in bad situations. I'm going to pressure here. He's going to just Fireball that straight up, which is whatever. Let's go Larry's as well. He goes for the Electro Spirit too, which I saw Electro Spirit get that nerf, and a lot of people in the comments said that it doesn't really need one, and I didn't really understand what it was for, but I think it's way harder to get the King Tower activation off the Electro Spirit. Now, I could be wrong about that. You guys can let me know. I haven't really played it myself yet, but anyways, I'm going to go for the defensive Expo. We know he has Fireball, so I don't have to worry about going, all the way to the left or all the way to the right to prevent a Lightning. Fireball does come down. I'm okay giving them Fireballs, and really all you're wanting to do in matches like this is stall out for as long as you can with the game close. Even if you're down a couple hundred damage going into triple when they have Fireball, you can feel way more comfortable that you can actually get the rockets off and, you know, survive. So I'm going to go for the Tornado on top of this Furnace right here. I guess this is going to be like a miniature guide in a way. Let's go for the Expo on top of the tower, or like trying to get on top of the tower. In all reality, it's probably not going to, but it's the thought that counts, right? So I'm going to go log on top of that right there. Pretty good value. Evo Furnace is honestly, this is probably his third or fourth one already this game. He is spamming Evo Furnaces on me, which is, you know, probably a smart idea for him because it's such a good card. Since the balances, it's also gotten more popular, which is crazy. But I'm just going to go for the Tesla here when the Furnace was intended to be nerfed for sure. I guess it was technically a rework, but in terms of usage rate, I think they definitely wanted to nerf the card. I'm not sure if it is less usage or more, but it feels like it's more, at least from my experience. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and drop down another defensive Expo here on the right-hand side. We have a slight lead, but nothing too substantial, so I'm expecting more Piggies on this left-hand lane anytime now. Let's go for the Larry's. He actually goes Pigs the middle, huh? Okay. I'm not sure why he did that, but I'm not going to complain. Let's go for the Knight like this right here, and then do I need to log that, or is my tower? Oh my goodness, my tower's selling. Oh, that was bad. We just took 2 Spear Goblin hits that I should not have taken. I thought my tower was going to turn and hit that Spear Goblin, but unfortunately that did not happen, so now we are losing once more, but it's not anything crazy. We'll just go ahead and keep this game as close as I can, going to triple here, and I'm going to go for the log on that Goblin Hut, and then Ice with Skellies, try and just make him spend more elixir. That's really the only goal right here. Now, that Furnace is quite annoying, so I'm going to go for the Knight like this right here, and that should kill that. Nope. That's exactly what I was worried about. I mentioned it earlier. He shoves a Berserker in front of the Furnace, and I cannot kill it. So let's go Larry's like this right here. That Furnace is going to cause me all types of trouble. Need to Ice Wiz where he can't Fireball. Let's go Knight and then Tesla to kill this, because he's probably going to Berserker again if I had to make a prediction. Now we go Skellies, but same difference. We are actually able to kill the Furnaces, which is awesome. Evo Piggies do come down. Let's be patient with our NATO to pull everything away. We actually get that Barbarian pulled away as well, which is massive in this situation, because now our defense is really solid. I can go Knight up top. That Piggy might hit my tower. It does get my tower once, I think, but yeah, 18 seconds. I mean, unless something else hits my tower, which I don't think it will in this situation. Yeah, no way. We are going to secure this win. So a bit of a sweaty first match, especially in this range. We're not super duper high on this account yet, so I thought that we'd have a little bit easier time defending against decks like this. But yeah, he played pretty well. We are going to pick up the win, though, against a very popular Royal Hog cycle deck. I think, why does the Princess always do that after the game, by the way? Does anyone else have this thing happen to them? But yeah, I think that's a pretty solid first win. In our next match here against Sultan, and every single time that I do see the Cannoneer Tower, I was going to say, I think about mortar, and I'm like, it's certain it's mortar, but he goes wallbreaker split in a cannon. So actually, I believe it might be hyper baits. I believe this is a fairly popular version with Cannoneer, which I'm not really sure why necessarily. If you are a bait player, you can feel free to let me know, because I'm always interested on why people would use a different tower. Like mortar, it kind of makes sense just because you need that high DPS shot every single time, and you have enough crowd control, I guess, in a way with the Mother Witch and all that stuff. But this deck, I feel like Dark Goblin Princess, you know, you've got enough stuff where you don't really need Cannoneer because you have high DPS, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm going to go Icebow on top of the wall breakers like this, and of course you do start down, what, 700 damage every time, so, or almost 700. I can't do the quick math. Maybe I can. Hold on. 4,164. That is, you start down... Oh no, I'm going to get exposed again. Wait, is it 700? No, it's a little bit less than 700. You start down 694 health? That's right, I'm pretty sure. Oh, come on. I'm going to get one of these right eventually. I think it is. Let's go log on top of that right there. You know, doing quick math while facing hyperbait, you know. I'm just a jack of all trades, I guess. Let's go for these skellies like this right here. Unfortunately, that is bad because I was hoping the wall breakers would actually die, but I have to Icebow on top of that. So I have to spend that extra 3 elixir, and that might not seem like a big deal, but I'm about to get spammed, I promise you. Trust me, I've faced enough hyperbait in my life to know what's coming here. Yep. Let's just go, I don't even know. I guess I'll knight and then NATO like this right here towards the middle, then also log to try and get the wall breakers too. Yeah, I mean, that was decent, but now yep, this is exactly the problem. I have to Icebow on the Princess, and there's another Princess on the other side now because it is hyper bait. So I'm going to go Knight on 0 on top of that Princess. He does go for the Ice Spirit there, which is whatever, I guess. Skarmy on 0 is nuts in that situation, but fair enough, to be fair, I guess. God Barrel does come down as well, so I'm going to go ahead and just NATO like this towards the middle. Yep, and then log, I guess, towards the outside is the right terminology there. But nice defense. I was kind of expecting him to go wall breakers because he thought I was going to NATO to the King Tower, which I would have done if I didn't predict him going wall breakers, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go Icebow like this right here. That was a nice prediction to actually kind of keep the game manageable. Now, if you get down a couple hundred damage, it's whatever. Oh, he has Valk. I didn't even... Well, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that, though, until just now. So our Expo is not going to be very useful offensively unless we have some crazy big push. I am going to go in here and just completely ignore those wall breakers because I feel like that was a bit too aggressive by him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to predict his Valkyrie with my Evo Tesla, and hopefully we can kill this Valkyrie before it dashes. Log it as well to kill it, please. No way. Come on, man. Please. Yes. And I can just NATO the Skarmy as well. He's going to Dark Goblin probably, but it won't matter because the Knight's right there. He does go for the Dark Goblin. Come on, Knight. You got to take care of that right now. Oh, that sucks. That was honestly maybe game over if that actually killed it, but now he's going to go for the Evo Barrel, which always just causes me trouble. I've always hated the Evo Barrel since it got introduced to the game. It was really OP, but now it's still a solid card, but I still hate it because, you know, just having 2 Goblin Barrels for 3 elixir feels a bit OP to me, no matter what the situation is, especially when you're playing a deck like this one. But I'm going to go log like this right here. It's pretty easily countered if you have a good, you know, response to it, but it just is annoying. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I'm like, bro, I hate facing it. But just going to go Expo on the left-hand side and then NATO like this. I did not really expect him to go Skarmy right there. That was interesting. Our Expo's dead. I'm not going to try and overspend on that because he's going to use the ability from the Valkyrie. Wow, that thing melts. Wait, it's not dead, actually. The Valkyrie does die because we had so much on the map already, and we are going to secure the win against Hyperbait. We are up against Iman from the High Society in this next match. I'm just going to go ahead and drop down my Knight the back if nothing is played, and I'm just going to see what he does want to do in response to this. Take it nice and slow. We see a Magic Archer. Ooh, someone was talking about earlier, what is the least used hero right now, and I think Musketeer was brought up, but honestly, I think it might be Magic Archer Hero because they did nerf it so many times. I mean, they had to. Whenever you release a card extremely OP, like they did with the Magic Archer, you've got to nerf it like multiple times usually, and I think it got, what, 3 nerfs, was it, or 2? It was 2 or 3. I'm not sure exactly right off the top of my head, but yeah, I'm trying to think of other heroes that aren't used that much, and honestly, Mega Minion's good, Giant is used more than you'd think, Wizard is popular. I can't think of too many that aren't used much besides the Muskie and, I guess, the Marcher, right? Or maybe I'm missing one, and I'm just not thinking about it, but Ghost does come down, so it's just going to be probably Pekka bridge spam. Usually you don't see Pekka Pekka bridge spam with Bandit anymore, which is interesting because I thought Bandit was like the perfect bridge spam card, right? It always is annoying to defend. You have to drop your good, like usually high DPS counters, or, you know, in my case, a knight on top of the Bandit often. Wow, I'm glad I didn't Ice was up top. My goodness gracious, he Pekka the bridge? This guy's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to go for the knight like this up top to kite this Pekka back. Now, actually, my Ice Wiz is working against me right here because usually in this interaction, the Pekka and the Knight hit each other, and the Pekka swings first. So the Knight actually takes a hit when it's still in its like Evo form, and it doesn't take much damage. But right there, the Ice Wiz was slowing down the Pekka, so my Knight got the first hit, if that makes sense. We're still going to connect here because that was still a stupid Pekka. I don't know why he did that at the bridge. I guess, to be fair, if he did predict the Ice Wiz, though, and I put it on top of the Marcher, we might have lost the whole game. So maybe he was just like full sending it, or maybe he misclicked. I don't know. That was definitely an interesting play that you don't see too often. A risky one for sure, I think, but I'm just going to go for the Ice Wiz the back and take our time here. I know he's probably going to just be cycling and shipping us out a bit with Marchers and Fireballs, but honestly, I don't feel like, even if he gets a couple hundred damage lead, or not lead, but like closer to catching up on this game, I don't feel threatened unless he gets a massive push with like Evo Ram and stuff. So I'm going to go for the NATO like this to make sure we can kill that Magic Archer, or at least, yeah, I was going to say force the ability out of him, which he does go for, and the Marcher still hits my tower. I will always think that's hilarious. But yeah, obviously the Hero Marcher is still a good thing, a good card, but it's definitely not anywhere near what it was beforehand, in my opinion. Just gonna go for the Icebow. I might have just lost. Oh, that was dumb. Okay, let's go Knight on top of the Ewiz. I should not have gone Icebow. I did not expect him to ghost the bridge, though. That definitely caught me off guard. Marcher does come down. I want to log as well. Marcher is going to connect on my tower and then kill the Icebow and then connect back on my tower. Dang, okay, Marcher. I see you. I'm going to go for the Icebow again. Since we have the Ice Wiz and the Tesla, he's probably going to have enough for... No, he's not going to have enough for Pekka because he goes for the Evo Ram. But yeah, he's chilling. Electro Wizard does come down. I can just chill and reset off this, I think, is the best way to go about things. Yeah, like I said, though, even if he gets a couple hundred damage, it's fine as long as we don't get down to the point where we're actually down. So I'm going to go ahead and drop down my Larry's and then Evo Tesla kind of like this. Log as well. A little bit of an awkward hands. Can I kill that Ghost by chance or no? I don't think we will be able to, unfortunately. So I'm going to go Knight like this on top of the Bandit. Oh my goodness, wow. Very aggressive bridge spam from him right there. Kind of battle rams for no reason. I think that's actually going to help me just fully reset. I will definitely take that. Let's go for a defensive expo and see how he does want to play against this. Ghost comes down again. I see a lot of Ghosts still utilized in this game, and I thought this card got nerfed. I was happy it was out of the meta for a bit, but it was still in the meta, just not nearly as much as it was before. There was a period of like 8 months or something when the Ghost was like top 5 card in the game every single month, and it was just exhausting. But I'm going to go for the Rocket on top of the Marcher like this and go for the NATO as well. What? Okay, I forgot that he could do that. Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, dude, there's no way that just happened to me. But let's go for the Tesla. Did that, like, cost us? Are we cooked? I actually can't tell. Let me Larry's. That's late as well. Oh, no, a lot of mistakes from me right now. I got to lock in. Let's go Ice Wizard. Let's go low log on top of the Marcher and the Ewiz and all that jazz. Wow, I missed the log too? Oh, my goodness. I am full of errors right now. He's going to Marcher again. I got to be careful. I'm going to Skellies then predict the Marcher. Yep, there it is. Ice Wiz to block the Marcher's trajectory. And, yeah, he's going to probably use the ability. Yes, indeed. So I just log on top of that, and then we got to get back to another log to kill this Marcher as quickly as I can. So let's go Knight. Okay, I'm going to Larry's on top of the Ghost. I'm going to go for the Ice Wizard like this, and then log to kill the Marcher. Don't miss this time, please, Hunter. Thank you. I'm going to Knight as well, and hopefully we can kill this Battle Ram before it takes my whole tower. Yeah, we're chilling. So a little bit of an awkward game. I mean, he played fairly well. It was a little bit awkward. I'm going to go for the Rocket NATO prediction. Yes, perfect. Oh, that's satisfying. And then I'll go ahead and Evo Tesla in case he's somehow back to Marcher, which I don't think he even is, but I'm going to go log to get that extra bit of damage. Solid win. Definitely not my best game. Made quite a few mistakes, but you know what? I'm definitely the furthest thing from perfect in Clash Royale and in life, so sometimes you make mistakes, but we still pulled off the win, so I'm happy about that. Up against Sina here in this next match. Just going to go ahead and drop down. No, I'm not. I'm going to go for the Rocket on the Piggies. A lot of Piggies in this meta. I still think it might be the most popular deck with Mortar. Those two are interchangeable to me because one day you'll face like 7 Mortars in a row, and then the next day you won't see it at all. But then Piggies, I feel like you get kind of consistently. Every couple of matches, like every 5 games, you'll face a Piggies. At least this season. That's kind of my analysis on it. But he does go for the Barbell. So Electro Spirit Skelly's Barbell could be the same version we faced earlier with the Furnace. I'm not sure. No, he has Archers. No, that's a bad sign. And that the only reason I don't like this is because he has Goblinstein. I'm almost certain. Whenever they play Archers, it's like guaranteed to beat Goblinstein. So Piggies do come down again. I really just, you know, it feels as though it's a bad play. Can I get King Tower here? No way. I just got scammed. Did y'all see that? The Knight actually hit the Piggy when it was like 40 feet away from it. And now we're going to go, or he's going to go Goblinstein Stein. We're going to go Icebow low and Skellies. Yikes, that's not great, though, because I have to overspend on this for sure, which is not ideal. But just going to go log on top of that. Of course, my knight wants to do something which is supposed to be good, and it actually hurts me. This card, man, this card. We always have some beef. Honestly, I think I have beef most with my Tesla and my Ice Wizard more than the knight usually, but let's see how he wants to play this. I'm expecting probably more pigs at the bridge. If they're same lane, we'll rock it. He goes split lane instead. So I'm going to go for the Tesla down low and then knight up top, for the archers to not, let them touch my tower. And now this time, I'm not going to mess up. I'm going to grab the king tower activation, and that's going to be completely fine, I think. So tower actually hits the archer first. Perfect. Skellies to defend that barbarian barrel. Now, he could Stein the river again. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of the time in this matchup, you just see Stein after Stein after Stein with Evo archers in the middle, and it becomes a nightmare very quickly. But in this situation, I'm just going to let the Electro Spirit hit my tower and then wait a few seconds. He's probably just going to split piggies again. Yep. No, we go same lane. Oh, I'm surprised. Let's go Evo Tesla Ice Wiz to make sure we actually kill those piggies without them getting to my tower, and let the archer get a hit on my other side. Well, 2 hits, I guess, but it's fine because, of course, he's going to go for this lane most likely anyway. So Ice Wiz actually gets a couple hundred damage back. I will take that. Ice Wizard might be the win condition in this matchup because the Expo is so useless, at least for the most part. So knight should waddle towards that archer. He does go barbarian barrel. Of course, with a deck like this one that he has, where it's just all cheap units in a Stein archer's lightning, you pretty much have to play perfect defense every time and not give too much lightning value. That's kind of the goal. We're fine if he wants to go for a lightning on like one Ice Wiz or a knight, maybe a Tesla. I don't know. It's a bit risky. Like right here, he could just go lightning on this straight up. I'm gonna go Ice Wiz to back. He actually goes for the Stein other lane. Okay. I'm going to go knight on top of the Goblin Stein monster and then go for these Skellies like this with a tornado plus log. Whoa! He lightnings that Ice Wizard. I don't think that was a good play at all. Honestly, I'm not sure if we're even up that much, but I'm going to go for the Expo because that was extremely aggressive, and I think we're going to have to at least force him to defend a bunch right here. He just goes Stein, though. Yeah, this is the problem with the Goblin Stein against the Expo. No matter what you really do, it's going to just counter the Expo, unless you have some crazy elixir lead. What is he doing? Oh my goodness, he actually just sold right there. I'm going to go Ice Wiz 2 to maximize the amount of damage because that is our only Expo lock and probably going to be the only one all game. I'm going to NATO as well to kill these archers. Okay, the archers are a 3 elixir card. That is a ranged support card. How can they not get pulled by a NATO? NATO is an infuriating card sometimes, for sure. But that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and Ice Wizard the left-hand side. Great English right there by me. Let's go log. We do clip one of the archers as well. Not too shabby. Now, he's just going to lightning this. I'm almost certain. So what if I predict the lightning by pulling this back? Is that a smart play? Oh, yes! Oh, that's so massive. That's actually going to give us, like, hope here that I can still win this game. I'm actually really happy about that. That was a huge prediction. So let's do a defensive. Something that I think might be super helpful at just slowing down the game a little bit. I hope, at least. Let's go Ice Wizard Skellies to make sure the Goblin Stein doesn't connect, and then he does go for the Piggy, so I'm going to go for the Tornado Log, and then Ice Wiz again. I did not expect him to lightning on this right-hand side. He's really trying to buy into the split lane factor of this deck, which is probably smart, but just going to go Tesla up top like this. Can we kill the archers? Pretty pleased with a cherry on top. Man, this guy is mashing another Goblin Stein the bridge. Let's go for the rocket on his tower. Another set of archers at the bridge. I don't think that was a good play. Let's go Log. How did I miss an archer? I'm a failure. It's fine. I'm going to go for the Evo Tesla up top, and then I guess I'll Ice Wizard low on the right-hand lane. He's going to lightning. I don't know which side he's going to lightning. Probably the right side, I would assume, because of the, sheer amount of stuff he has. Let's go Tesla to make sure he cannot use the ability to take my tower, and that's going to be game over, I think. Now, he can't even, he could piggies, but I have Tornado, so, there's not enough time, you know what I mean? I can just pull it backwards and go for a log to stall even longer, and we are going to secure a win against a really bad matchup. We played that one well. Definitely had some weird moments and awkward times, but we'll take a win anyways. Up against Zizo in this next one from the Rise Graveyard clan. Now, Goblin Cage, if he is actually playing Graveyard, what version would that be? Maybe Goblin Stein Graveyard? I lied. It's Recruits. So, honestly, this is probably exactly what you want to see. Not what I want to see, but probably what you want to see, because Recruits are obviously going to be a nightmare. They always will be when you're playing Icebow, especially if you don't have Valk. If you have Valk, they're a little bit more manageable, but I'm just going to grab King Tower and then log. You just have to take damage. There's not really much you can do in a situation like this besides get the King Tower and hope that that's going to be your saving grace in terms of, the other defenses in the game, but the first one's always pretty much impossible, and if you do end up defending the first push somehow while surviving, but you don't get King Tower activation, the next one with Evo Recruits is 30 times worse. So he does go Zappies the bridge right there. And honestly, Evo recruits in general, I don't think they're necessarily a great evolution, and they're easily countered by most of the game. So I think that's a card that I would never say actually needs a nerf just because it counters my deck. It doesn't mean that it's great in the meta or great in this game in general. I actually think they might need a buff at some point. I know that's might be the craziest words I've ever said, that maybe Evo recruits could use a potential slight buff. Yeah, maybe it will get one, and then I'm just going to see them every game and probably regret ever saying that. But just going to go Expo on this left-hand lane. That's good timing. Well, he has Electro Spirit, right? I'm assuming. Yeah, so it doesn't really change much, me going for that Expo, but I guess it's going to force him to defend, so maybe it'll lessen the blow of his push, if that makes sense. You know, you just got to do random things in this matchup. I don't really know what I'm doing. There's no formula to win. You just got to kind of try your best and hope they make some type of overcommit. That's really what you're banking on, so I'm kind of tempted to just go for another Expo here on the bridge. Now, I think we definitely outcycled his recruits. Well, I know we did. What is he doing? Oh my gosh, I wish I waited right there. If I waited, I would have went Ice Wizard and then went Expo instantly, but I'd already dropped Ice Wiz, so yeah, I kind of had to drop this Tesla, or we would be in a bit of trouble. So I'm going to see, he's going to recruit the bridge. There's no secret about this. I'm going to see how he plays this, though. Is he going to go for like a bunch of Elixir early? No, he's going to kind of play patiently. Now he goes Barbell. That's fine. Let's go for these Skellies plus another Ice Wizard. And really all I'm doing, since he has arrows, not Fireball, this is the only reason we even have hope in the first place, but is trying to get Ice Wiz value and slowing down the game as much as I can to go for another offensive here. Now, is he back? No, he's definitely back to recruits, right? I'm going to Evo Tesla. Can he afford them, though? Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on. He's going to recruits on 0 somehow magically. They always have enough Elixir. Wait. Oh my goodness. There's no way. There's actually no way. Wait, don't you dare pop the ability. Dude, this is why I hate heroes. Okay. Proposition. I think this is the reason, a perfect example right there of why I think heroes should have a like 0.5 second delay after you've dropped them, where you cannot hit the ability. They would be so much less of a bailout in a lot of situations, like if you had to actually wait a millisecond, like a 0.5 after you drop the card, and you can't just mash the ability as soon as it lands on the map, because for example right there the Barbell would be able to roll. Like if a Marcher was predicted at the bridge, you wouldn't be able to pop your ability instantly. You'd have to actually wait for that timer. But I don't know. I think that would make the card still really good, like heroes in general, still OP, but slightly, just a tiny bit worse, and maybe that would be good for the game overall. Who knows? I'm just yapping, but I think that would be smart, and could be interesting. But just gonna go for the NATO like this right here. Hopefully these Zappies will relax. Speaking of Zappies, I think they got a nerf recently, if I'm not mistaken, but they still feel like a card where they just survive everything if you don't have Fireball or Poison, kind of like the Mother Witch in a way. Both really annoying cards. Now, I've actually changed my least favorite card this season from Flying Machine to the Goblinstein because of how many people are using Goblinstein, but Flying Machine is still number 2. Don't you get that twisted. It is definitely one of them cards I'm like, dude, ugh. But let's go for the Evo Tesla here, and then I'm also going to log on top of these piggies. Flying Machine's going to die to my Expo and my Ice Wiz and all that, so I'm going to go for the Expo again on the left-hand side. Now, we have about a 500 damage lead. I'm not expecting an Expo connection. I'm just trying to stall the time and force him on a defensive, you know, run here instead of just spamming me, because of course the more you get spammed, the more chances he has of breaking through. So I'm gonna go for the NATO like this right here. Hopefully just kill this Flying Machine if I can. Dude, please somebody kill the Flying Machine. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna go Skellies up top. Is he going to pigs, or is he gonna go recruits? He's gonna recruits the bridge again, I'm guessing, in this situation. Yes indeed. So I have to defend one more onslaught. Let's go for the Evo Knight up top. This is gonna be a really nice log, clipping all 3 of those recruits and all 4 of those piggies. A 7-card log. I mean, that's just awesome sauce. I'm gonna go Evo Tesla plus Knight to make sure this Flying Machine does not connect on my tower magically like it always seems to do, and we are going to beat recruits, I think, which is a very rare occurrence, but I'm glad you guys get to witness it, I guess, because it is a rare occurrence, I promise. But just going to go for these Skellies and then Tesla to make sure this Flying Machine does not connect somehow, and we are going to pick up a victory. Let's go, man. Let's freaking go. We beat recruits. Oh, I forgot to mention, I got the email to order my 100,000 plaque today for YouTube, so yeah, I'm hyped to show you guys that whenever it comes in the mail. Now, I honestly don't think the meta has gotten that much better. Dude, how many piggies are we going to face today, by the way? This is getting crazy. And everyone's ripping them first play. They just don't care. I mean, that's fair enough, but I wish I had Tesla in Cycle. It's quite annoying that I don't. But what was I saying before? I actually completely forgot what I was talking about right before, because the piggies rage caught me so off guard. What was I literally cannot remember, but anyways, it's fine, whatever. Another piggies. I think this is our, what, like 4th of the video or something, but he's going to go for the archers on top of that, so it looks like it's going to be the Goblinstein one again. Can we beat this deck twice? Actually, he's Berserker, so does he actually have Goblinstein? I don't know. Dude, what in the world already? I swear. It's almost as bad as hyperbait with these piggy decks, because they're pretty much just going as soon as as they have it every single time. It's kind of like when you're chucking a Goblin Barrel every time it comes in your rotation, or you're going for a Hog every single time. Speaking of Hog, do you guys think the Hog will get a nerf in this next season? I actually am going to say yes, and usually I would say no because I feel like it's never going to get changed, but the usage of the Hog this season, I think it is the most popular deck, even though I prefer, or I would say Hoggies and Mortar is more popular on top ladder. What the heck? Rocket? Yeah, okay, that is a bad play. There's no other way to put it, unless he has like Monk or something, which I don't think he does because he has Berserker. Yeah, I'm gonna go Skellies like this. I'm also going to go Log, and we're gonna see the Berserker nerf in effect right here. Yes, that Berserker would have died either way, but in this situation it actually dies a bit quicker because the ability wears off a half-second faster, and my Icebow is able to get all of this damage. It probably would have gotten around him down to like 3,000 if the Berserker nerf hadn't happened. So W change, I guess, you know, it's helping me out in that exact situation, bro. This is why, though, in my opinion, players that are playing Clash Royale like this are the problem with the game, is because he's not thinking about anything. He's just mashing cards on the river as soon as he can. You could tell by the way he rocketed that that he had no idea what the elixir count was, or how the elixir was going to go in that situation, and then he just drops his Evo Pigs as soon as he can, even though he's still down, like, from that whole interaction, just because the Evo Piggies are that good of a card, despite the nerfs they've gotten. Like, even right here, he's going Rocket, and then he's instantly mashing Piggies. Like, what's the thought process behind that? There's not really anything happening there. Like, but it is what it is. We'll see. I'm definitely going to try and bait him into another bad Rocket to go for an Icebow here, because he doesn't have a massive tank. He only has Berserker. I'm going to go Rocket plus Tornado, because at this in this situation, we have Knight and Ice already on the map. He goes Rocket as well. That's completely fine. I'm completely okay trading Rockets at this point in the game when we have a 800 damage lead, but yeah, you can tell that Piggies is a bit of a boosted deck in this season because of these type of playstyles. But just going to go Ice. I guarantee he's going to rocket this. I guarantee it. If he rockets this, he instantly loses. But I guarantee he rockets this Ice just based off the way he's playing this game. But come on, do it. I know you want to. I know you're hovering it on 0. Don't you dare. Yep, I knew it. That's game. There's literally physically no way he defends this. If he even Berserker abilities, he's going to in time, barely. But it doesn't matter because we have Evo Knight. I'm going to predict Archers with the Log. We don't even need to. That's game. Yeah, I mean, what is he thinking right there? That is the most aggressive Clash Royale gameplay ever, but we will take that victory. Up against Vague in this next match right here. I'm hoping this video is around 30 minutes so you guys can really enjoy like a solid nighttime vid. Also, it should be posted at a good hour since I'm recording it decently early in the day. I'm pretty excited because I'm about to have a dinner with my family here soon, and my brother and sister-in-law are coming to have dinner, so you know, I'm always hyped for that. But just gonna go Log on top of the Skarmy like this right here. Basically, if you don't know the lore, my brother, I have 2 brothers, but my older brother, oldest brother, made me a plaque when I hit 10,000 subscribers. Like, I don't even know how long ago this was, like 3 years ago or something. Like, he handmade a plaque for me, and I showed it at that time, and it's still my favorite thing I've ever, like, easily my favorite thing I've ever received to this day. And it's just like a wooden plaque, but he literally wrote it or made it all himself, designed it. It's like a kind of a off-brand YouTube button looking thing, and it just says Hunter CR 10,000 subscribers, and it's like, dude, it's so cool to me. I don't know, I'm very uncrafty, but little things like that, just not even little things, that's a big thing, but that sentiment was like the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me in terms of that like stuff. But he does go for the Dart Goblin here on the other side, so it's going to be quite a long day of hyperbait once again, I'm thinking here. Log on top of that, and then he does go for the barrel as well, so I'm going to go Ice Fist. Oh my goodness gracious. A Skarmy does come down in front of the princess, but thankfully I'm aware of how these people play the game, saying that like there's some evil being, but you know, hyperbait in general is always going to be aggressive at the bridge, pretty much on 0. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he princesses here at the bridge on either side. So, oh my goodness, I had the Tesla hovered, and of course, the second I put it in my hand, he goes for the princess at the bridge. It's fine, whatever, it's whatever. So Knight comes down, and now an Evo Barrel is going to come down. Oh my gosh. Let's go for the Log like this. Skelly's on the back right here. Now, we do take some damage, but nothing crazy, and at least I was aware of what he's about to do. So, honestly, being even against a hyperbait deck that does not have a big spell is always going to be good. Like a good start, I guess. I'm going to go Evo Tesla here. He does have that Evo Skarmy, which is getting a lot more usage in hyperbait. I don't know. I didn't realize this card was that good, but I'm just going to go Expo. That's a common mistake that people do, is when your Tesla is placed like this, you cannot actually Inferno Tower at all. I'm going to go ahead and try and predict something. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait because he's going to Knight, right? Yeah, there it is. So, I'm going to go ahead and drop down my skellies like this in case he princesses. I'm going to go for the ice with the back. And this might seem like a dumb play that I'm letting off the gas here, but I think it's going to benefit me in the long run. I'm going to instantly Expo. Yes. So now this is what I want. We have a huge elixir lead. We have a full, healthy, 100% health Expo, and I need to predict to scar me with a tornado. That's my thought process right here. He's going to go scar me, so I'm just going to go for it right now. Prediction on the scar me right now, please. Yes, and that's going to do it. Let's go. Game's not over. We can go for the log as soon as he Dart Goblins. Yes, indeed. Like I said, it's not over, though. He's probably going to go Princess to kill that Expo. I don't know. He's not going to, actually. He goes for the offensive barrel, so I'm going to go for these Skellies plus Ice Wizard on top of that. There's got to be a better placement for Skellies. That was probably a bad placement, but just going to go for the Expo. Can he defend this? I don't think so, especially not with that Knight misclicked, and we are going to pick up the win. Hope you guys enjoyed this long video. Enjoy the Butch clip, and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Peace.